we're working so hard. These are, I've said this enough number of times. These are the moments we live for, and this is what we kept telling each other in that third set when we were down. We were down a break, and we kept smiling. And when we came out, everyone said, "Why were you guys smiling?" Because we were actually enjoying it so much, and it's a great joy, and a privilege to be playing over there and performing. This is the biggest stage of tennis for us, to play center court of Wimbledon's final and 5-all in the third set. It can't get tighter than that. So, and then to come back home here, I mean, it was 3 in the morning. There were so many people at the airport. It's pretty amazing. It's, and it actually made me a little nostalgic because it happened 12 years ago when I came back at, after the junior Wimbledon as well, and it was exactly like that. So, it's a very special feeling.
How does that get that kind of response?
No, it's great. I think. No, I think, obviously everyone follows Wimbledon, and Wimbledon is something that even people who don't know what tennis is probably know what Wimbledon is, and, so it's very special. The Prime Minister, the President, and, everyone that I can think of has wished me, but I think just the people of the country as well, the amount of wishes that have poured in, not the celebrities, of course it's great, but I think that the people, the common people, it's amazing the joy that they take in it and the pride that they feel in it, and I do feel really, I feel very honored to be from a country where people take it so passionately. We love and hate our stars very passionately. So I've had that relationship with them, but mostly it's been love. So I feel very honored to be able to share this with the whole country.
Sania, so was there any pressure on both of you, and how did you manage it?
Yeah, that's what I just said. We had to keep believing in ourselves. We had to keep believing that, we were the better team. We had to win. We had beaten them twice before, a couple of months before. So I think that definitely did help us. And everybody knows that plays a Grand Slam or a big tournament that it's never easy to finish off a match. They were serving for it at 5-3, but it's never easy, And we just kept telling ourselves to keep enjoying the moment and keep fighting. And, I guess, that's what happens when you keep fighting.
Sania, there are 2 questions. One year won all the 4 Grand Slam titles. Which are the most cherished ones, you think so? Because you won 3 US Open, French Open, Australian Open, and Wimbledon.
No, I think that there's not really. It's tough for a tennis player to choose between slams, right? We can't get so choosy. I'm fortunate enough to have won 4 Grand Slams, but for me, every single one has been very special. But the first one is definitely very special always because it's your first Grand Slam ever. But having said that, as a child, you dream of winning Wimbledon one day, and so everyone has a separate place in my heart, and everyone is extremely special in their own way.
And second thing, you have won all the 4 Grand Slams. You have won all the Asian Games. Now, one thing is already Olympic gold medal. The only realistic chance is through mixed doubles. How do you look at that prospect?
Olympic gold, wow. Well, no, most definitely it would be an honor for me. I've played in a few Olympics now, and it'll be an honor for me to represent my country again. Olympics is a long way off, but if I'm healthy, then we'll do whatever we can to try and win that medal.
Sania, what choice for a partner there again.
What challenges do you see ahead from now? What's your next aim?
I've really had no time to aim, right after I'm done. But to be honest, at the beginning of the year, I said, everyone that knows me here knows that I set very short-term goals in my life, and that's how I've always been. And at the beginning of the year, I said I would like to be number 1 by the end of the year and win a women's doubles Grand Slam, and I've, by the grace of God, been able to achieve both in the first 6 months of the year. So, sure, it would be great to win another US Open. Definitely, I think every time, me and Martina or me and Bruno, every time we enter a slam, we enter it with a shot to win it. And now with the number 1 seed, everyone expects us to win it a lot. But yeah, it would be great to win another slam by the end of the year. But also to make the championships at the end of the year, that's one of our goals. In Singapore again, I won that last year, so it would be great to defend that title.
Who will be your partner for Olympics for mixed doubles?
I really don't know right now. Right now, I don't know.
Talk to us a little bit about your chemistry with Minjee.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously our games are very compatible. I think that's the most important thing. She plays great from the left side of the court, and I play great from the right side of the court. And just the way we are, we kind of compensate for each other's weaknesses and strengthen each other's strengths. So to say, we consolidate it. She volleys great. I can set her up really well, from the back of the court. I serve a lot bigger than her, but you know, her court craft is probably the best in the business, and it has been for years and years. So you know, together I think we make a really good pair. But I think the important thing is, for me, it's great to get along with someone off the court as well. You know, and for me personally, I can't play with someone that I don't get along with. So you know, it obviously it's great that we can, you know, we can stand each other off the court. And she's a really, you know, she's achieved so much in her life, but the hunger that she has to keep winning and keep performing is truly amazing. And you know, I get to learn a lot from that as well. But yeah, we try and push each other. So yeah, we have a great chemistry on and off the court.
सानिया, तो ईद आपके लिए बहुत स्पेशल रहेगी अभी.
या डेफिनेटली ईद हमेशा ही स्पेशल होती है, लेकिन जब यू नो जब इतनी बड़ी विक्ट्री लेके आप वापस आते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली इट्स वेरी वेरी स्पेशल. एंड थैंकफुली आई विल बी एट होम फॉर ईद. यू नो द टाइमिंग हैज वर्कड आउट, सो या आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट.
How optimistic when you're top seeded in the tournament and the Wimbledon will come big victory when it started? How do you look at that starting? Being number one in the world.
Well, I mean, it's a great high, of course, to start. I mean, to be number one in the world, of course, is great, but also to, you know, to be the top seed at a Grand Slam is something very special. And but having said that, it also puts a lot of pressure on you, you know, because anything less than a win, and it's a failure as the number one seed. And if you do win, then yeah, you're supposed to win. So that's just how it works, you know. But we feel privileged to be in that position, you know, as the number one seeds. Where everyone is looking for us to win, and we are the hunted now. Obviously, you know, in the beginning of the year when we started playing together, we were not really the hunted because we were the new team on the block, and we won 3 tournaments in a row. Now people are trying. I'm sure people are YouTubing us, and you know, they have enough matter to YouTube and kind of just you know, figure out game plans. And like, we played these girls in the final a couple of months ago, and they played a completely different game. And of course, it helps that the grass is probably their best surface to play against us. The matchup fits for them, but you know, they played very aggressive, which they weren't playing in Indian Wells and Miami. They were trying to, you know, serve body and, you know, certain things. So these are things that as the number one seeds or as the one of the top seeds you have to face, is that you're always going to be the hunted. But it's a privilege to be the hunted.
Was there a master stroke in getting Martina combined with a very good strategy?
No, it was just about timing. I mean, actually, she asked me in Dubai, you know, we spoke, and she was not very happy with what her partnership, and I wasn't. It was just about timing, and we said that we were actually gonna, you know, wait till Doha, see how Doha goes. And I ended up playing the final. She lost first round in Doha, so she thought that I was gonna stick with my partner, but I was playing the wrong side to make that final in Doha. So right after Doha, you know, she asked me if I wanted to play, and yeah, we decided to play together. So it was more about timing.
You know, ever since you have become the brand ambassador of Telangana, you should really see any coincidence?
Well, I'm hoping that we're both lucky for each other. I think that's something that I've said. You know, as soon as I became the brand ambassador, we won US Open. So yeah, it's been up ever since, and yeah, I would like to think that we're both lucky for each other.
Tanya, Martina Navratilova is coming to your academy, so what's the plan? How is pressure?
Yeah, I think this is the whole thing, right? Like right now, I think tennis is, you know, it's been booming for a long time, but I mean, this is a great time, especially when, you know, we've come back with 3 titles from Wimbledon. Even in the juniors, we won something, and I think that it's a good time to have someone as inspirational as Martina Navratilova, who we've all looked up to all our lives. And you know, it's amazing the things that she's achieved, but also the, you know, the things outside of the court that she's achieved. And so I hope that it inspires a lot of kids. I think this is what the whole goal is for WTA and us, to try and, you know, get her, and hopefully me, you know, have a little hitting session with the kids, just try and, you know, talk to them and see, and for them to understand what it takes to be a true champion.
Sunny, you certainly have been very inspiring for all young girls or all youngsters, but you don't really see many of them coming and making their name. Do you think somewhere down the line something is lacking, and what needs to be done so that more talent can be, can come out?
I mean, I've said this enough number of times. I think we've all have, whether it's me, Mahesh or Leander, we've all said it so many times that we do lack a certain kind of system. I mean, you know, we are not the most tennis friendly nation in the world, right? I mean, we're a cricketing nation, but tennis is not something that is up there. Maybe, you know, weak second. But so I think that we need a system in place. The kids don't really know. I mean, we're trying to do whatever we can. I mean, me and Mahesh are really, and we are trying to help kids and talk to them and kind of just to do's or don'ts, and whether they make it or not is a secondary thing, but at least as long as they're doing the right things. And I think when a system is in place, I mean, you go to an LTA, you go in, London Tennis Association, you go to USTA, you have all these systems in place. You have coaches, they have the topmost trainers, they have everything, and they're told what to do, what not to do. Over here, it's more about trial and error, and that's why we get one in, 30 years. So most definitely there's a certain system that is lacking, and hopefully, I mean, together we can fill that void, sooner or later.
Will we see more players from your academy?
Well, that's the hope, right? I mean, that's not something that I can tell you for sure, but we'll try and do whatever we can to try and keep the legacy of tennis going.
Special workshops will be taken for them at the academy, especially.
That happens all the time, year round, whether I'm here or not. There's 2 training sessions happening every day, regardless of whether I'm here or not. That keeps going on. So those are things. Tennis is, or any sport, it doesn't happen overnight. People try for about 1-2 years and then they think, oh, nothing's happening. I mean, when I won Junior Wimbledon, it was 10 years of hard work, and then finally you go and win Junior Wimbledon. I started when I was 6, I won when I was 16. So, it doesn't happen in a flash. So people need to be patient and obviously, take the, rational decisions, but still you can't just play for 1 year and say, oh, I'm not getting any results, so I'm going to stop. So
Your parents have played a big role in your. How do you do to this?
yeah, I think my parents have been, rock solid for me from the beginning of my life and to now, and regardless of what has changed in my life or what will change in my life, that doesn't change. They are a constant in my life, and I feel, I'm very lucky to have parents that have supported me in every decision that I made on and off the court. So, that's the family that we are, and most definitely I don't think me or my sister could be able to do anything without, their support.
Is there anything which you miss in life, despite being a poor Johnson?
Well, I mean, as tennis players, in tennis, yeah, sure, we're very greedy, if we have 4, because if we are not greedy, I think it's time I stop playing tennis. So I have to keep being greedy, and like I said, I'm going to take a week off or 2 weeks off. I have a bit of a foot injury going, but I'll take some time off and then, think about the hard court summer. I mean, to be honest, me and Martina, hard court is our surface. That's really the surface that we love, and so, yeah, hopefully a few more slams before I stop. In life, no, I'm pretty okay. I feel alright. There's not that much that's missing. I mean, sure, we all have some issues, but no, nothing that I need to complain on national television for.
So as you said, a lot of short-term goals. What's your next short-term goal?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, the hardcore season is just around the corner, which is which is really the surface for us. We like playing on that surface, and last year I made the semis with a different partner there, and she made the final actually with Panetta at the US Open. So we're looking forward to going there as the number 1 seeds, hopefully. And I think one of the other goals is to qualify for Singapore for the championships at the end of the year.